In today's video we'll give you our verdict on Disney's Hotel Santa Fe. Let's go. Hi everyone, it's Adam from AH Disney. Positioned a few minutes walk past Lake Disney and nearly straight opposite Hotel Cheyenne, Santa Fe is one of Disneyland Paris's value resorts. From a pricing perspective, this is usually the second cheapest on-site hotel, with Davy Crockett's a little cheaper. This 2-star hotel lacks the amenities of the more expensive moderate hotels, but we think this is a good balance between cost and location, especially if you spend a lot of your time in the parks and only use the hotel room to rest. The theming here is Pixar's Cars, and it has a Route 66 and American Southwest vibe. Rooms are spread out in different blocks, themed to different cars from the Pixar films, and the overall theming around the buildings is very in keeping with the Route 66 theme and plenty of parking. The hotel has 1,000 rooms across around 30 buildings, and this is split between the main hotel building, which houses all the communal areas and facilities, and then lots of smaller buildings which are 2 to 3 stories each, which house hotel rooms. Before we go into the detail, let's do a quick recap of the perks of staying on Disney property. Being at a Disney hotel comes with the standard perk of extra magic hours, as well as the Magical Express luggage drop if you're travelling via Eurostar. Free car parking and complimentary shuttles are also included to the park, and if you want to walk, it's approximately a 20-minute stroll. This is on a nice walking path that's away from traffic and keeps you well in the Disney bubble. Now let's cover what's at the hotel. When you enter the main communal building, you'll be greeted by the reception, and this is the same place where you get to meet characters throughout the day. It also has an indoor play area and a shop called the Boutique Trading Post, selling some key essentials as well as snacks and general Disney merch. There's also a Starbucks on site, and this is a blessing as you don't get tea or coffee making facilities in your room, which I do have a little bit of a gripe about. This is a great place to pop in, grab a coffee and a pastry to go. The hotel also has a luggage storage facility which is free to use and really handy if you want to go to the parks on checkout day and don't want to pay to store your bags. There's one theming item that I do think is terrible, which is just outside this building they have what looks like the world's smallest volcano, and honestly I thought it was just a pile of leftover concrete from construction. There are snack vending machines dotted around the hotel which are handy to grab a bottle of water or a quick bite. Moving on, and let's cover bars. And Santa Fe has one bar called the Rio Grande bar. This Southwest style bar has some theming, but it's pretty basic compared to other value hotels like Cheyenne, which has the Red Garter bar, which means this one does feel a little bit of a letdown. That being said, you can get some unique cocktails here that are only available at this hotel, which is a nice touch. And the bar also serves light bites, so sandwiches, wraps and salads, and can be a good option if you want something quick. The prices here are also lower than any of the other Disney bars, so if you're watching the pennies, it's something to consider. And now dining. There's one buffet restaurant that's open for breakfast and dinner called La Cantina, and this is one of, if not the biggest of the Disney buffet restaurants, and it's also the cheapest, with breakfast only costing €22 for an adult and €18 for a child, and dinner is €35 and €20. We tried the breakfast here and I was a little disappointed. The overall layout of this restaurant is somewhat confusing. Tables are very packed in together with not many coffee machines. I don't know if it was just a bad day when we went, but the scrambled eggs tasted like they were maybe powdered or something. They definitely tasted different, and I'm not sure I'd have them again. One thing we did spot here that we haven't seen in other hotels and the parks is a Coke Freestyle machine. All rooms have a Cars theme, and this is done pretty well. The rooms are a decent size and the bathrooms are the same as pretty much all the value and moderate hotels. One thing we did spot that we thought was a little disappointing were the beds. The frames are wooden, and all over them in our room people had carved or written their names. If it had been one or two, I would understand, but some of these were dated 10 plus years ago. And whilst this is one of the lowest cost Disney hotels, it's still a lot more expensive compared to off-site equivalents, and the fact this hasn't been addressed is a little bit poor. All the rooms do have Wi-Fi, and there are no lifts to the higher floors, but typically these are only 2 or 3 stories, but it's something to be aware of. Disney does offer accessible rooms here too. The hotel doesn't have many room choices. You get a standard room with 1 or 2 beds, a riverside view, or a room near the hotel facilities, and there are a few family rooms which sleep 6, which are better value than booking 2 hotel rooms. There's no club level here, and as mentioned earlier, the rooms don't come with tea or coffee facilities or a fridge. One thing to be aware of when you're staying here is the number of plug sockets can be a challenge if you've got more than 1 or 2 devices to charge, so we recommend bringing a travel adapter or a power bank or something like that, otherwise you'll be swapping items out constantly. Now for a top tip if you're thinking of staying here or indeed at any of the Disneyland Paris hotels is to use the Disney price estimate calculator to show you the cheapest dates and the best price, and adjust this to find the best deal. We'll leave a link in the description below. Overall review of the hotel. Whilst we loved the theming of the rooms and we thought the overall hotel was okay, there are things that we found that were a little bit underwhelming, but we would stay here again if the price was right. For us, we think it's worth spending a little bit extra to go from the 2-star Santa Fe to the 3-star Hotel Cheyenne, which is one of my favourite value hotels and is often only an extra £10 to £30 a night more. We think the theming there is better, the food at breakfast is a lot better, and overall Cheyenne just feels much more immersive. We stayed at Santa Fe as we had an annual pass event, so we wanted to be on site to avoid the scramble for late night taxis, and wanted somewhere that we could walk to that didn't cost too much as we weren't going to spend much time in the hotel. And for this, Santa Fe was a good choice. If you want to stay on site and really just use the hotel as a place to crash, and don't mind that this isn't maybe as themed as others, it might be a good option for you. If you stayed here, let us know your thoughts on this hotel and share any tips for other viewers. That concludes our guide to Santa Fe. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like this content, please subscribe, like, hit that notification button. This is Adam, and until next time, just keep swimming.